You will earn, on average, 80,000 hours of working time in your entire life. And the wealthiest people on earth are doing everything in their power to make sure they never spend a single one of those hours doing what you are doing right now. Here is the uncomfortable truth that most people never figure out. The average person spends their life trading time for money. They show up, they work the hours, they collect the paycheck. And that feels logical, right? It feels like the deal. But wealthy people look at that arrangement and see a trap. Because here is the fundamental asymmetry that changes everything. If you run out of money, you can go earn more. But if you run out of time, the game is over. There is no second account. There is no side hustle that brings your years back. Think about that for a second. If someone walked up to you right now and handed you a check for $1 million, you would probably take it. But what if the condition was that you had to end your life today to cash it? Nobody takes that deal, not one person. And yet, unconsciously, most of us are making a version of that trade every single day, just in smaller increments, just spread out slowly enough that we do not notice it happening. Wealthy people have internalized something that most of us only understand in theory. Time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. And that one shift in belief changes every single decision they make going forward. So how does this actually show up in behavior? Let me break it down into 3 distinct layers. The first layer is how they think about earning. Most people are stuck in what you could call a labor for income loop. They sell hours. The problem with selling hours is that hours are finite. You physically cannot work more than 24 of them in a day, and your body will make sure you do not try that for long. Wealthy thinkers break out of this loop by building systems that generate income without requiring their constant time input. They think about money as something that should work while they sleep, not something they should be sprinting after every morning. The second layer is how they think about spending. And this one surprises people. Wealthy individuals will happily spend money to buy back their time. They outsource the tasks they dislike. They pay for convenience without guilt. They look at an hour of their life and ask, what is the highest value thing I could do with this hour? And if cleaning the house or running an errand is not that thing, they find someone else to handle it. Research consistently backs this up. People who spend money to gain more free time report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress compared to those who hoard their cash but sacrifice their hours. The data is clear even though the behavior remains rare. The third layer is the most powerful and the least talked about. It is how they protect time from the inside out. It is not just about outsourcing tasks. It is about building a life where your daily schedule actually reflects your values. Most people let their calendar get colonized by other people's priorities. Meetings they do not need to attend. Obligations they agreed to out of guilt. Busy work that feels productive but moves nothing forward. Wealthy thinkers guard their schedule with the same intensity that most people guard their wallet. Here is where it gets really interesting from a psychological standpoint. Studies show that roughly 80% of working people today feel what researchers call time poor. Too many demands, not enough hours. And what the research shows is that feeling time poor actually does more damage to your well-being than financial struggle. Being stressed about time is worse for your quality of life than being stressed about money. That is a staggering finding when you sit with it. So what does this mean for you practically? It means the question is not just, how do I make more money? The real question is, how do I design a life where my time works for me rather than against me? That starts with a brutal, honest audit. What parts of your day are genuinely yours? What activities drain you without building toward anything meaningful? Where are you giving your most alert, most creative hours to things that could honestly wait or be handled differently? The shift from trading time for money to building systems and protecting your hours is not an overnight transformation, but awareness is where it begins. The wealthy do not have magical discipline. They simply learned earlier that time is the actual currency of a well-lived life. Money is just the tool that, when used correctly, gives you more of it. Here's the bottom line. Stop measuring your financial progress purely in dollars. Start measuring it in options. How many choices do you have over how you spend tomorrow? That is your real wealth score. Start building toward more of that, and everything else begins to fall into place. If this shifted something in how you see your situation, stick around because we are just getting started.